So, the need for offshore wind, it's multi-gigawatt in scale, it's there to serve the big loads. I got asked by Peter Fitzsimons, why aren't they proposing an offshore wind farm off of Bondi? A very political sort of question that I was asked. The answer is simple. I said, because Bondi doesn't have a bloody steelworks. We do in Wollongong. That's why offshore wind is proposed across Australia off the coast of Newcastle and off the coast of Wollongong. We need large-scale generation to serve large-scale loads. We need it to have a high enough capacity factor. And last but by no means least, as I was talking about earlier in terms of community sentiment, if we were, for instance, to build much more wind generation inland, think of the number of transmission lines that we would then have to build. Because while we as a nation like to think of ourselves as rough, tough bushies, the reality is we're all a bunch of thin-blooded coasties. That's where most of the electricity demand is, because that's where most of us live. So if you were to have an alternative to offshore wind being onshore wind, then that alternative brings with it the need for hundreds, thousands of kilometres of new overhead transmission line across the land of people who will reap no benefit from that and have no benefit from it, just to supply the population centres and the big industry along the coast. Whereas offshore wind is located right by the coast.